Hi everyone, I am back with another Spectrum Noir video. This one is going to be on hair coloring and how I color my hair. So I've gone ahead and picked out my hair colors from my little hair combo wheel here. Let me zoom out a little bit so you guys can see it. So here's my little color wheel for hair colors. And this is my choice for my brunette colored hair. So EB4, EB3, and TN3. So here are my markers. It's going to be these ones. Now I'm going to show you two different ways since I do have my two little girls here from when we did the skin coloring. So I'm going to start with my lighter little girl, and I'm going to show you coloring with the bullet tip. And then I'm also going to show you coloring with the brush tip. So I did replace some of my nibs a little while back for my hair coloring with brush tips. And when I get some more to convert some more of my hair colors over, I will show you, I'll do a video on how to change the nibs out for you. So let's get started on her hair. So we need to zoom in. Oh, that's a little much on her hair. Okay, so the way I do it is the only way I can recommend it to you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and just open up all my markers and set them aside. So I'm going to start out with just the normal bullet tip. So here is my EB4. And all I do is just, I'm going to have to kind of twist and turn this. Make sure I stay in the camera for you guys. So I take my darker color and I just kind of do a little bit of kind of flicking from the base of her hair here. So just like that. And with this particular hair, this is the one I know how to color the best because it's the one I practice the most on. So then I just go over here to this side and just kind of flick some up down here. A little bit on her little banded pieces. And then we come down to the bottom piece. So I do a little bit here and here. So then I come back up and I do parts of her little bangs here. And then down here, and you can kind of go by the direction of her hair. And this part doesn't have to be totally perfect. You're just kind of laying down the base of her hair. Then you come over here to this side. Okay, so then I come back over here to the left side of her hair and do the same thing where I come up with some dark down here, a little bit on the little base of her little banded pieces. And then again on her little pieces there. So I'm not going to fully cap this, but I'm going to set that aside. And now I'm going to move on to my EB3, which is going to be my medium color. For hair colors, just from personal experience and from doing a lot of research, is you need your darker color, you need a medium color, and a light color. And that is how your hair turns out to look like it's got highlights and stuff. So now I'm going to take my EB3 and I'm going to go over the EB4 a little bit, and I'm going to pull that out a little bit farther on her head. So you don't want the base to look like super, super dark right here. So I'm going to go ahead and do this side And twisting and turning your images for you to color more comfortably is a good thing. See, I kind of went outside the line right there, so I'll get the blender out and show you guys how to kind of fix that. It's not complicated. So looking at her hair this way, I'm going to actually bring this color a little bit farther in. This way. So now I'm going to come up from my darker area here. I'm going to fill that part in. And I'm going to go up to where I'm going to leave a little bit of white here. So that's going to be my little highlighted area with the lighter color. So then I just go over some of the dark, pull it out just a little bit. And we'll do the bottom here. And then we'll move on over to the other side after we do the bangs. So then her bangs, same thing, just pull some of that color out. And it's just a little bit of flicking to kind of get that little feather look. Up from the bottom here. Then we'll move over to the other side of her head, which I'm going to flip this around and just kind of put a little bit more on that side. So, whoops, there we have that, and then we'll take this darker and go up. So we've got a little spot on that side of her hair. Then we'll come down. And we're just basically going over the dark, just pulling that darker color out a little bit. So there we have that. I'm going to go ahead and cap this one because I won't be using it again. Now we're going to move on to our lightest color, which is the TN3. There we go. So this one I'm going to start at the base and I'm going to pull all that color back down. So you can do this in whatever direction you really want. Since it's the lighter color, I just start up here, but you can see that blending as it pulls those colors out. And then we're going to go up from here and we're just going to lighten all of this up. And sometimes you can take a little circle motion and soften up right where those colors meet so they blend a little better. And then we're just going to pull all this color down this way and back up. So we're going to go in the same directions that we went coloring the first round. So just kind of come down, go back up, kind of soften the middle. Just like so. Kind of soften up that. So there we have part of her hair. So we come back up to her bangs and we do the same thing. We just pull all that color right on down. Go right back up. You don't want the top to be darker than the bottom, so you kind of want it to blend in together. And then we move on to the middle. And then you just keep going until you get all of her hair done. All the way around her head. So this part with the lighter color is basically all about blending all of these colors together. And that's what your lighter color will do. As you can see, this is all starting to look pretty blended. And you don't need to apply tons of pressure. Sometimes the lighter you go around the outside edges, the easier it is to stay inside the lines and not have to do a lot of correcting. And I have a couple of spots that I can use the blender pen to push back in. So we're going to just kind of lightly cap the TN3 and we're going to go back to our EB4. Is it going to pick that up? There we go. And this one we're going to use to make some darker kind of highlighted strands in her hair. So I turn my paper and you just take a light flicking motion and you just want to add some little strands of hair. So then you're going to turn it around and you're just going to keep going. And I'm just following the basic lines in her hair. Just to kind of give it a little more definition. And then you do the same with her bangs and you just pull a couple strands down. Go up. And then we move over to the other side. And these always turn out different. Sometimes I have a heavier touch, sometimes I have a lighter touch, and that's just how it goes when you're coloring. It's not all going to be the same. So you just keep going with little flicks. So there we have the darker highlighted parts. I'm going to cap that and I'm going to go back to my TN3, and this is where we're going to blend it all back in together. So you're just going to take this and just kind of go over the entire section of her hair. And I'm not coloring like full coloring, I'm just taking the pen and just kind of blending lightly. Because you don't want to blend out the lines, but you don't want them as dark as they are. So blending them in makes them a little more natural. So just like that. And then come back up to her bangs. Blend all that in. And this side. So that that is how I color hair. And my camera battery is gonna run out, so I don't have time to show you guys how to use the brush nib, but I will do that in the next video after I swap out my battery. So I will come back in the next video and I will show you the other one with the brush nib. So this is the hair coloring with the bullet tip of the Spectrum Noirs. And I will set these colors out again for you guys so you can see. We will zoom out here. So there you have it, hair coloring with Spectrum Noirs. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!